WNBA single season record with their 12th game of 100 points or more. The Fever beat the Seattle Storm 105-95. Now we were up 20 at some point in the second quarter, I believe. I want to say it was 46-26, something along those lines. Seattle Storm fight back, claw back, make it a competitive game down the stretch.
Buddy, the entire WNBA internet is in complete meltdown right now. What we just witnessed was an absolute masterclass in basketball, history being completely rewritten, and a terrifying injury scare that nearly derailed everything. You thought Caitlin Clark was already having a historic season? What she just did to the Seattle Storm was absolute, total destruction. The Indiana Fever didn't just win their 4th consecutive game, they completely shattered the record books. The Fever set a brand new WNBA record by scoring more than 100 points for the 12th time this season. Even more incredible, they have now done it in 4 straight games, which is also a new league record. We are talking about a generational superstar dropping 32 points and proving exactly why she is playing at an MVP level. But, buddy, it wasn't all celebration. In the middle of this historic blowout, disaster struck when Aliyah Boston suffered a frightening lower right leg injury that sent shockwaves throughout the entire arena. The haters were ready to write the Fever off, but Clark and Kelsey Mitchell put the entire franchise on their backs. Don't click away, buddy, because we're breaking down every jaw-dropping stat, every massive record that was destroyed, and the terrifying injury that nearly ruined it all. Let's get into it. Let's take a closer look at exactly how this historic night unfolded on Tuesday, when the Eastern Conference leading Indiana Fever marched into Seattle. The Fever completely dominated from the opening tip-off, exploding for 37 points in the first quarter to build a commanding 17-point lead.
Clark show, baby! Tell him why you mad, son. Tell him why you mad. That is why y'all mad. That type of performance that you can't have duplicated by anybody else. A magic show. That's the difference. Caitlin Clark puts on a magic show while she's playing a game of basketball. The Indiana Fever hold on to beat the Seattle Storm by 10, 105-95. Talk about a game from the Indiana Fever backcourt. They absolutely did what they had to do. But we got to get to this first. Caitlin Clark breaks another record. I mean, it's like the...
Sophie Cunningham caught fire, scoring 11 points in just 3 minutes. But then, buddy, disaster struck. Midway through the second quarter, with the Fever holding a 46-31 lead, Aliyah Boston collided with rookie Flau'jae Johnson. She hit the floor hard, crumpled to the court, and the entire arena fell completely silent. Boston, who had already scored 11 points, was forced to make her way to the locker room with a towel draped over her head. She was officially ruled out for the remainder of the game with a lower leg injury, although she was not completely ruled out for the long term.
Going to be able to win them all. Caitlin Clark, like I said, came out like a firecracker in the first quarter. 9 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, plus 17. In this third quarter that I just referenced, Caitlin Clark, 16 points, compared to her team, 2 points. Caitlin Clark, 4 for 6 in the third. The rest of the team, 0 for 9 in the third quarter. This was Seattle's coming back. I got to put this team on my back and keep it out of arm's reach. And that's exactly what she did. Kept it out of arm's reach. Caitlin Clark, through 3, had 30 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. An absolute beast. She now has more 30-point games in her career than 97.4% of all players in WNBA history. Let's take a quick look at the box score before we get into some highlights. 105-95, Fever defeat the Seattle Storm. Indiana Fever came out on an absolute heater, 37-20.
The haters immediately started celebrating, thinking the Fever were completely finished without their star center. The Storm capitalized on the momentum, going on a massive 14-5 run before completely outscoring the Fever 25-8 in the third quarter. An 8-0 run pulled Seattle within 65-63. But that was exactly when Caitlin Clark activated her absolutely unguardable MVP mode. She refused to let the game slip away. Clark completely took over the third quarter, scoring an incredible 16 of the Fever's 18 points all by herself to keep her team alive and maintain a 76-72 lead. She was an absolute machine. This part is pure clickbait gold because the numbers are absolutely insane. Let's talk about the records that were completely shattered. Caitlin Clark finished the game with a massive 32 points and 7 assists. She shot 9 for 14 from the field, including 4 three-pointers, and was a perfect 10 for 10 from the free throw line. This wasn't just another great game. It was the 9th game of her career with 30-plus points and 5-plus assists. To put that into perspective, every other player in the entire history of the Indiana Fever franchise has combined for only 8 such games. She is literally rewriting franchise history every time she steps onto the court, and, buddy, we have to talk about Kelsey Mitchell. While Clark carried the third quarter, Mitchell took over in the fourth and completely took over the game. This backcourt, when it comes to putting the ball in the basket, is absolutely unstoppable.
Backcourt, when it comes to putting the ball in the basket, unstoppable. We got to take a look at the Clark show, though. We got to get into the Clark show. Caitlin Clark lit them up tonight. They could do nothing with her. Take a look at this. Off the catch to start the game. Bang! Baghdad! She's pulling up from all over the place. They can't stop her. I mean, she's unstoppable. Assist. She gets guarded. I watched Olivia Miles and some of these other guards. I like how they play. They don't get defended full court. She's getting fouled all night. The refs barely even calling it. Flau'jae should have fouled out in the first quarter. Look at that. Getting to the rim, doing her thing. Caitlin Clark carried this team through the first 3 quarters. I mean, absolutely carried them. The blonde bomber, bang, from 3. She hit 3 threes in the first quarter. The Indiana Fever are about to go on a championship run. Hopefully Aliyah Boston is healthy. Indiana Fever about to go on a championship run. Caitlin Clark about to go on an MVP run right now. I'm telling you that right now. Caitlin Clark, pull up 3 in transition. Give me a...
Mitchell exploded for 18 points in the fourth quarter alone, finishing the game with 28 points. She knocked down 2 consecutive three-pointers at the very beginning of the final period, completely crushing Seattle's comeback hopes and extending the Fever's lead to 85-66. This marked Mitchell's 12th straight game with 20-plus points, setting a new franchise record and tying for the 3rd longest streak in WNBA history. Together, Clark and Mitchell combined for an incredible 60 points. And let's not forget Monique Billings, who stepped up in a huge way with an impressive double-double, scoring 14 points while pulling down 11 rebounds. But, buddy, here comes the wildest stat of the entire night, proving that the Indiana Fever are completely rewriting the league's record books. With their 105-95 victory, the Fever set a brand new all-time WNBA record by recording their 12th game of the season with 100 or more points. Even more remarkably, this was their 4th consecutive game scoring 100-plus points, setting yet another brand new WNBA record.